Hey, welcome back. I'm gonna try again. So here's our market. You can see we got our stuff. This is like crazy sauce to have on the first round. Our industries. So what's my strategy? The only thing I'm willing to pay for at the beginning of the game is electricity. Everything else is just nonsense. So the fact that I got that resort right away, that one right there, hurts. Because that would have been nice to buy in the second or third round after I'm already producing some food. So that hurts. This one here, it requires an electricity. So that means that we would have to spend a worker just to get electricity. But it does produce us 3 food, which is half of what the Gucci farm did with not nearly as much cost. Because the electricity is only a few bucks. And definitely not points. You don't have to lose points to get electricity. So I think this is a far superior option than trying to do the Gucci route. The other option we have is way up at the top here. We can just flat out just produce 1 food, period, and only assign 2 workers. It's a real cheap farm. It actually costs 10 bucks to purchase. This one only costs 5 bucks to purchase, and it only produces one food, and you can actually put more workers on it. I think those are some nice options because then we can just roll in some food and then we can use that food for other stuff later or sell it in this first round. But I think we've established that this first round's a wash. We're not going to get a massive amount of points on the first round. And I really don't want to spend workers on contracts the first round. I hate spending workers just even getting electricity on the first round, but we can always sell food for electricity, right? So that's part of the reason why I like this one. But you're still spending workers to do that. So, we got to get our workers out. Let's see what kind of options we're going to have. I think I grabbed around 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this guy right here is a foreign worker. So he's in the wrong cup. So we got to grab another one. And, another engineer. And 2 more fell out. By the way, that particular tile we were looking at that had a female, she had a lighter tan than this, and it was the same, it was a lighter tan like this one right here. It was that color. That was an inventor, one of the scientists. So we have an Einstein looking one, and then we have a female one. So that's what that was. And look, we got a lot of engineers here to choose from. So that's telling us that we want to maybe build some mines, but there's no mines here. But we do have a nice +2 shovel, which makes the farming one attractive. And then it's just a matter of which farming one do we want. Obviously, this one produces 1 food and takes a shovel and a hammer. So let's say I did this and I took this one for $5 and I took the shovel and the hammer over here to get those 2 workers, right? I still have 1 worker left. So I can actually go to the market and try to sell some of our food. The problem is my shovel's gonna go here, my hammer's gonna go here, and I'm gonna produce 2 food. So do I really wanna sell both of the food? So that's where I'm leaning towards, you know what, I'm just gonna go here and then get some electricity. Since I had this extra worker anyways, and I was complaining about it, let's just get some electricity, and then we can use our food to get electricity from here on out. So if we go here, it only costs 2 bucks to get electricity. We could do it twice. So I'm going to do that, and so I'm going to spend $4. I start the game with 22, and I'm going to spend 5, take back a 1, and we're going to grab ourselves 2 electricity. Let's try this. I'm not going to try to sell anything this round. And then I'm going to grab our 2 workers, or 2 employees, which are these. Oh, I got to draw a event card. Hold on. Decrease the status by 2, which is way better than the 4. And we're not allowed to use temp employee. That's fine. We're not planning on using them. So we drop to 29 on the Axia track. And then I need to spend 10 bucks. So here's 10. And we're going to get the semi-Gucci farm. So we get this farm here, which scores us 2 points. So it's better than a kick in the butt with a frozen boot. And we could run it with that electricity we just acquired. So we're gonna spend 1. Unfortunately, the shovel has to go up there, but we get 4 food. And that's the part that's nice. That gives us some food to work with, so we can buy a resort maybe, or use it towards getting more electricity in the future, things like that. But this round is a wash. All those wonderful engineers are gone, and everything is over already for round 1. So we lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. 29 minus 7 is 22. And these go away. Come over. Let Johnny take over. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll show them to you in a second. And then let's grab industry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're getting some decent food. I don't need another farm, so I'm going to slide that one far away. This was a bingo for us. I think this is a slam dunk, but I don't have 10 bucks. I'm in trouble. I can't buy this. I needed this to come up next round. Oh, that hurts so bad. I think, yeah, we already lost the other one. Okay, this is a nice one for the 2 shadows. It might be an option. We do have 8 bucks. The mines are nice, but I don't think we can do mines and farms. It'd be really hard to sustain. Power plant's nice, but same deal. And then another mine. So all the mines are coming out this round. We're really short on money. Now I could use workers to get money. I have 8. So for example, I can put this on to get 12, right? And then I could use this to buy the resort. So that's 2 workers already to get the resort. And then I can use the other 2, because I don't need electricity this round, I can use the other 2 to get employees. So I won't be selling my food on the market. I'd be running that resort to get my points instead of on the market. And I could get just as many points. And here I can show you why in a second. Actually, I like that idea. So I'm going to go over here to get 4 bucks. Now, there's a part of me it's like maybe I should just take 10 bucks, but I'll take the 4 bucks. And then we're going to go ahead and buy that resort for 10. And then if we come down here, I have 2 workers left. Here's one of those versatile workers. And then there's a banker, which we need for the resort. So this is going to be interesting, but let's try it. So if I buy this resort, I get 2 points. So I go up 2 points. I forgot to move this to 32 because we're on round 2. And as always, I forgot to run do the event. So here's the event. Decrease the status by 2 and pay 2 credits. Oh, that's going to hurt us. Hold on a second. I may not even be able to do this. So I have to pay 2 credits. I have 6, but then I'm going to get 4, which gets me exactly 10, which is what I needed. So I have 0 money. Oh my gosh. All right, 0 money. But I was able to afford it. It took me up 2 points. I'm going to grab my 2 workers that I just purchased, or employees, and then let's try to avoid the glare and talk about this. So I need a hammer guy to run this. So I'm going to move this guy up, like so. And then I need a food, which I have. And I need an electricity to run that farm, which I don't have to run. I can, skip it for a turn if I need to. I have a banker, which I can put here. And I have this guy, which I can flip to a hammer there for 2 points. And I think I like that. And I can still run the farm for 3, or I can wait because this is my only electricity, and then wait until I have some more down here so I can produce more than 3. I still have 3 food left, so I'm gonna hold on to this electricity, and then this person just can't do anything this round, and that's fine. So here I'm gonna get 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2. I'm gonna get $10, and I'm gonna score 5 points, which is 1 less than selling 6 bread. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Obviously I'm well short of my goal, but I think we knew that was gonna happen. And then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna go down by 8, so we're down to 12. All right, and then everything goes. These go. So I'm going the resort route. I don't know how good this is gonna work for us, but we're gonna try it. I would really like to unlock that 5th worker, but that's not happening anytime soon. So here we go. Heavy industry, probably not. It's good for the points though. Mine's 3, it's nice points, but I only have $10. Yeah, too much. $10 will get me the bank for 2 shadows. I may do this. So I'm gonna leave this one close to me. And the power plant would be nice. $10 gets me 1 shadow, but then I need more workers. So let's see how that plays out. And then $5 for another farm. And our workers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you would need a wrench to run that power plant, and there's no wrenches even available. Now, obviously I can use a temp worker or something, but I gotta draw a red card, see what kind of bad things are happening. Decrease the output of all companies by 1. So I'll make sure it's the money, and maybe I don't wanna run my food again this round. So that's fine. So I think I do want to buy the bank. It's going to score me 3 points, but more importantly, it's going to give me 2 shadows. And I may not be able to run the bank this round, although there is a banker available. It costs an electricity, which I could use. And it would get me $10 even if I don't put anybody down here. So let's see, I have 3 guys left. And yeah, I want to get some employees. So I need another hammer. So this guy for sure is 1. I could use a shovel for my farm. So this one would be a nice one. And then, you know, the banker would be nice so I could someday run this. Is it necessary? Or maybe this might be a nice time to grab one of those random cards that we never get. But let's look at our situation. This thing's moving up to 42, which means we got a mountain of points we need to score. So every output's reduced by 1. That hurts. Like I can produce some food and sell them, but I can't do this and that at the same time. If I produce food, I'm looking at making maybe 5 food. I mean, there are some food on the market, so I can get some money that way and some more points, so I'm not losing this game miserably. Right now, I am 18 points down, and there's only 12 points left on the track. So I got to score 6 points. This is going to let me score 7 points with this guy. So I'm going to score 7. So I would be able to move the track. The track would move all the way down to a 1. I think I need to go onto the market and sell. And we're going to have to run our industry this round. So I'm going to take my 2 employees. I'm going to take this guy. Oh, we score 3 points for this, so that helps too. So we're going to score 3 from that. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to get our 2 new employees over here. And yes, I'm going to spend my last electricity to run the farm, even though the output's down by 1. And spend a food here. Oh, that reduces, we'll just take away the money. And this shovel can go there, and that lets me put a +2 shovel down there. And then this can go here. And I'm sorry again for the glare. Maybe that's a better look. So here you can see I'm going to produce 3, 4, 5 food, which I have to reduce to 4 food. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to need electricity if I ever want to run that again. Okay, so I have 4 food that I produced, and then here I spent the food, and I'm going to get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, and I'm taking all the points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 is $14. Instead, I'm going to take 13. So 10, 13. So we got some decent money. And we come here to the market, and I'm going to sell 4 food. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that leaves me with 2 left over. So 1 to get electricity and 1 to fuel our resort. So I'm going to spend my 4 food, and that gets me 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at our gap. We actually got it pretty close. And so I get my 4 more points, and then that's $8 more, which is also extremely helpful. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So we dropped this to -8. Which I think is where we were in that first game with the minerals. The mineral path is not a bad path, folks. So here we go. Obviously, lots of food left. My issue is my farm just doesn't produce too much. And then, of course, that reduced output hurt us. We're at -8. We're moving on to industry level 2. The goal goes up to 56, which is all the way down here. So it's growing and growing on us. This is our new market. For what it's worth, we are 1 shadow away from having our 5th worker, but it won't go into effect until the next round. But we do have enough money to buy whatever we want. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let me shuffle these real quick. I don't know if I shuffled them. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's look at what workers are going to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm noticing the +2 banker might be nice. We finally got a wrench and then 3 hammers. So there's not a lot of super jump out at you things, although this is a nice one if you need a wrench. So far we haven't, but that's because we're taking pathways that don't use wrenches. First one is a power plant powered by something we don't really make. I'm gonna put that far away. This one is a farm that needs pharmaceuticals, 2 bread, and electricity, and now this thing becomes a multiplier. So this is way better than what we have. So let me show you what we have. I'm going to take my workers off. What we have is just 2 points, and then this is just adding. So 3, 4, 5, for example. That'd be 2, 1, 1, 1 would be 3, 4, 5. Here, if it's a 1, 1, 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2 is 8 points. This is way better. Now, it costs an extra food, but that's not a problem for us. Now, granted, I won't be able to use food to get electricity, but we can get around that. And then this gets us our 3rd shadow, too. I love this option. I don't even know if we need to even look at the rest of them. That's a wonderful card to get right now. This is a nice one. if you're making those. A little bit out of our league right now. Obviously, a little bit better output, but it's even more electricity, which we don't have. And then the bank is, a bank. So I think we know for sure what we're going to do here. So I'm not going to be selling on this. I need electricity, and I need just one for now. But I could go over here and buy it for $1, or I can go here and buy it for $2 each, and I can buy 2 of them. And so I am going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, or I could spend $3 each and buy 3, but I don't have that much money. So I am going to spend $4. Oh, let's do our event first. The government subsidy and loan locations may not be used this round. That's fine. In case you're wondering, obviously the loan is a loan. The government subsidy is the $4. So I couldn't get money this round if I wanted to. Okay, so I bought the 2 electricity. So we can run our farm again. And then I want to buy this guy. So that's my second worker. I'll just put him there. We're going to spend $20 for that. I do have it. And we score 5 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a big jump. And now I want to look at, I'm going to come over here because there's a little bit less glare. Not a lot less, but a little bit less. So what do I have for workers? I got this guy here. Oh, I need electricity for this too. So good thing I bought 2 electricity. And then I have this for the hammer. And I have a 2 shovel that I can take away from my farm. And if I get this 2 here, that'd be 2, 4, 6, 7 times 2. I'm going to score 14 points. That is golden. And then that'd be 2, 4, 6 plus 4 is 10 times 3. That's $30. If we can survive this round, we're in the money. We can turn this around. So I am absolutely taking one of my 2 workers and going there. And I do unlock my 5th worker. I just can't use it yet. And so I am taking the $2 guy. Now let's look at my other one though. I could run my other resort if I have another food, which I don't. But in the future I can if I have a hammer. So I need another hammer guy is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to grab that hammer guy. And that's my turn. So ding, ding. And now I have 5 workers, which helps immensely. And then let's produce. So I'm going to put this here and get some production there. And I'm going to spend both of my food and both of my electricity. And then I'm going to put this hammer here. Because I can, but you know what? I got other stuff left over, right? I got this guy. Interesting. Because I'm not running any other industry, so I could actually, I could make this a +2 hammer or a +1 shovel. I don't think it's 6 or 1/2 dozen right now. So I'm going to produce 3, 4, 5 food, which is great because I need to spend 2 food every round to run the other industry, and then another food if I want to run this one. So getting 5 food is fantastic. I'm going to happily do that. And then, like I said, we come over here, and it's 2, 4, 6, 7 times 2 is 14 points. So I'm at 43. I go to 53 for 10, 11, 12, 13. Look at that, folks. I just passed the goal. Let me check. Yep, I did. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Okay. And then on top of that, I get 2, 4, 6 plus 4. I get $30. So I can have enough money to buy whatever I need to next round. So we got ourselves $30. We are out of electricity, but we have plenty of food to get electricity and do the things we need to do. We're finally in the big house. And so when we hit the end of the round, this is actually going to move up to a 9 because we're actually above the goal. So we got to move it up, and then this is going to come off. As you notice, we're not even using the contract market. And some of the reason I like that is because you don't need to spend a worker to go here. It's really hard when you have to spend one of your workers just to go here. But these iron and these gears, they really do score you some big points if you can get to it. Okay, these go away. This happens. All right, so we go to the next round. Oh, because I hit my goal, I get one of those bonus cards, which is rare to get. So, so we get to grab one of these. Okay, so what we get is, well, that's not a bad one. I'll take it. And there's some really nice ones like that give you free energy, electricity. I would have really liked that one, but so now our goal goes up to 77. So there's no rest for the wicked here. The goal goes up to 77, which is all the way down here. And we reset all that. We come over here. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay, we know for a fact, see how this is the different brown? That's what we were talking about. And I just figured out that it's the same brown as a robot worker, and his ability is the robot worker comes with him. So, but it's only for the round that you get him. So, and then after that, he's just a wild card, but that's still good. So I may end up taking him, who knows? Let's see what the industries are. And right now, we're at the point, we need electricity, have to get that. We're looking for anything that uses our food to make points. So that's always a bonus. And then we're looking for just opportunities to score points or maybe produce our own electricity, right? That's not a good one. Although, you know, getting one of these to do that, you know, maybe that might be worth it. So I'll put that in the middle. Obviously these are nice, but this is hard to do. So, oh, there's another resort. This is very similar to the one we already have, except it makes $3 here and we have 2. So it's almost identical to what we already have. This is a shovel instead of it's a hammer on ours. So, and it also uses electricity, which we don't use. I'm not interested in this one. It's just too much. We don't need another farm, especially one that uses pharmaceuticals. This one is a really nice one. Remember, we were trying to get that one to work. And another bank. So I actually think I might take the power plant. But then I would need an engineer. So let's play this out. I have food, I need electricity. The power plant will get me electricity, but it won't give me electricity for this round. So I gotta get electricity now. So I need how much electricity right now? I need, well, if I don't run my farm, I need 3 for the farm. Oh, no, this is a no-brainer. I'm coming here to give a bread for 2 electricity. No big deal. All right, so we're gonna do that, and that'll run the farm, and it'll run the resort. So we're good to go there. Then I think I want to buy a power plant. I'll score points for it anyways. And I need a mineral to be able to fuel the power plant, so I'm gonna go here to get the mineral. Since I now have a 5th worker, I can sort of spend an extra worker doing that. And then I can still get 2 of these. To run the power plant, I need an engineer. And also to run, I mean, this thing is just Gucci for us. So I'm gonna take one of those, and then I'm gonna actually take the scientist, which is the engineer we need. And then it'll let me have the temp worker, so we get a boost this round. So how's that sound? But before I do all that, I gotta decrease the output of these things by 1, and none of them are ours because we're using a resort and a farm. But we are going to use a power plant, so that's going to mean we're only going to produce 2 electricity. But I think we're going to be okay. So that's what I'm going to do. And okay, so I'm going to grab one of these, and that cost me $4. I have to pay $4 for that. That's not a problem. I grabbed my 2 employees. We'll put them over here. We're going to move this up and over. We purchased the power plant here for $10. So I'm going to swing us around this way and spend the $10. And we do score 4 points just for purchasing that power plant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And so here we go. Now we got to get into our magics. So this is going to power the plant, and this engineer is going to be on there, like so. We do get the temp worker just for this round, the little robot, so we're going to use him. As you can see here, I got this set up for the farm, but I do need to, this is the resort. So our resort is, in my opinion, this one's maxed out up here. That's the resort we ran last turn. It's in fantastic shape. So we got the power plant we can add a hammer to, which I have a +2 hammer here. Or we could run the resort, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to use my temp worker to actually be the hammer there, and then put the hammer here instead. So because I have to reduce the output of this by 1, I only produce 2 energy. But 2 energy is all I need. By the way, I purchased 2 energy. I forgot to take it. So I would have spent 1 on that and 1 on that. And then as you can see here, 1 food there, and then 2 food here. Okay? So this is going to produce 3, 4, 5 food. And in fact, I don't even need 5 food. I just need 3. So I'm going to take this and put it up there instead. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And you know what? I only need 3 food. So I'm going to move this guy over to there. So now I'm going to produce 3 energy. So I'm going to just take the energy that we're spending, 1, 2, and then grab a 3rd one. So now I have an extra energy. And then these are the food that I spent. And so now let's go through. So this farm runs without any bonuses, but it still produces 3 food. So I'm back up to 5, which is enough to run for next round. This was spent, so I do need to figure out how to get one of these next round. Okay, and then I go here, and you can see it's 2, 4, 5, plus 2 is 7 points. So we're gonna score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 is $14. So we're gonna get $14. I'm just gonna take 15, put 1 back. And then here you can see it's 2, 4, 6, 7 times 2 is 14 points. So 68, 78, 1, 2, 3, 4. We just went past our goal again. And then this is 2, 4, 6, 10, that's 30 more bucks. We're winning, folks. We're getting there. Also, I want to play my card that I got. It says gain 2 VP and increase the status by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So by doing that, this status is going to go up to 11, and I actually gain 2 more VP right now, which is something I want to do. All right, now by doing that, I'm at the end of the round, so I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 7 above. So 11 and 7, I just moved us up into the yellow. We're at 18. So we finally got a piece of the pie. Can't burn a bean on a grill. That's what we're doing right now. Here we go. We're moving on up. Hallelujah. To the east side. All right. We are in the final 2 rounds of the game. The goal moved up to 105, so we're going to wrap around the board and then back to 5 again. So it's getting challenging. We're going to be using how did this happen? We're supposed to use all the industries. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I still have another set of level 2 industries. I guess we don't use them all. My apologies. I thought we used all of them. So what ones did we not get to see? Oh, that's even worse. We don't get to see them all. Look at this one. There's no multiplier in front of it, so I think we got a better one. And I'm okay with not getting any of these, so that's fine. So now let's go to the level 3 industries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to see all of the level 3 industries, so that's going to definitely happen. Okay, so the first one, this is right up our alley, folks. 2 energy, 2 food, and there's a multiplier right there. So 2 times 2, our multiplier is a 1 times 2. So this is already 1 better than what we have. And our Resorto one, like this resort up here, we can stop using that one, right? So if we can upgrade that one to something else, continue to use this one, and then maybe buy something like this, we can just keep it going, right? So I'm going to keep that in our hot seat. That one's a nice one. Obviously, I may want to figure out how to get more than one of these. The issue is I hate using a worker to get these all the time. But getting the electricity is very good. And then here we go. This one uses pharma, which is very interesting. So if you could ever survive the pharma route, you can get yourself some nice points here. It looks like a difficult one to do, though. This one, oh, we got another food one. So now we're going to have to look at which one's better for us. That's always... and then this one uses the iron, which we're not going to have. And then a Gucci farm, which is definitely out of our league right now. And then last but not least are the workers, or employees is the right term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I dropped one on the floor. That temp worker we lost, so we don't have him anymore. So we are going to have to replace the temp worker. We got a 3 wrench. These guys have been phenomenal for what we're doing. So we're probably going to definitely suck him up. And let's figure out what we're going to do here. First, let's draw the event. Decrease it by 2, pay 2 credits. I can handle that every day and twice on Sundays. So that's not a bad deal at all. Pay 2 credits. Done. Okay, so now this round, it's going to be a situation of I don't have enough workers to place. And here's what I mean. I need to get a crystal. No matter what, I need to get a crystal. And I think I'm going to actually lose victory points to get them. So that way I can get 2 crystals in 1 action. So I'm going to do that there. That'll give me enough crystals for this round and next round, and then I don't have to use my worker next round to do it. Okay? So that's the first one. Have to do that. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I absolutely need this because these guys boost everything. As you can see, there's hammers all across the board, no matter which route we go. So now, as far as points here, this uses 2 energy. This uses only 1. This uses 2 input workers. This uses only 1. So this is the superior one. It produces more money and the same amount of points. And then it even has the same workers on the bottom. So I'm going to take this one. Even though this one looked good, I don't want to spend 2 workers here. So we're going to buy 1. Now, I have enough money to buy more than 1, okay? So I would love to buy another one, and you're getting points for buying them. but I need employees because I'm buying these things and I need, well, do I need? Let's play this out. I'm getting him, which I think I absolutely need. And so let's say I do this. So these are employees that I have. I have a shovel, I have a hammer, and let's say I'm going to use this new guy I'm buying to do that. And then I have this shovel to run there, okay? And I have this +2 shovel that I can use elsewhere. Now I come over to here. I have a banker for this one, because this is my less important one. That, and then I have my +2 shovel girl here. So now this one is boosted. In fact, I may have made a mistake. I think this was supposed to be, like this guy was supposed to be flipped over, but that's okay. We're fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I do have my people running the power plant. That'll produce me 3 energy, which will get me through this. 1. And then my food, as you can see, I need to spend 2 food on this one, and then the one I'm buying is gonna be 2 more food. So I need to produce at least 4 food. And as you can see here, I have nobody to run this farm. I do have this guy left over, which of course we would put on the farm to boost the output of the farm, or we could do it to boost the output of the energy. Now this is an interesting one. If I do this, I can produce 5 energy, and maybe I don't even need energy anymore. But I think I'm okay with just doing that, and then I would boost the farm. So that's the idea. But I need a shovel to run the farm. So with my 2 extra workers, I'm grabbing a shovel. And so far, I don't need a wrench. I need another shovel, in fact. So I can go here and buy a shovel. It's something. I don't need it per se, but I'm thinking that I'm going to get more stuff like this that needs hammers. And then, of course, this is a wonderful one if I ever need an engineer. So, you know, do I grab him even though he's really not going to do anything for me? Potentially. So the question is, let's look at our next 6 industries. We're allowed to look. So we know for sure these are coming next round because there's only 12 of these. So not helpful, not helpful. This one is, this one's not, this one's not, and not. So the only one we're getting next round is this guy. And here you can see he uses a shovel and a bank. So, but it is a hammer, right? So we don't need a wrench is what I'm getting at. So I'm gonna take a hammer guy. Might be nice to take a shovel, but I'll take the hammer. So I am gonna take 3 of these employees. We are gonna take this, which I had already dressed up, and that cost me 25 bucks. And I get 6 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And $25 spent for that. So we have our food industry already Gucci'd out. This one over here already Gucci'd out. We're putting 2 food and an energy as input to this. 2 food and energy as input to that. This one needs a mineral, and we're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 points and $8 to get 2 minerals, one of which will go on to here, the other which we'll keep. And to run the farm, that requires the 3rd energy, and we hired a shovel guy to get there, okay? Now, this one I spent a worker on, and I'm actually gonna put it back. Here's what I'm gonna do with my worker instead. I'm gonna purchase purchase this. It's $30 and it gives me 7 points. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to go set it in my pile. But I have 30 bucks, as you may have noticed. And it's going to get me 7 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the name of the game, right? So now, as you can see, we spent all this stuff. So I'm going to just put all these in the discard pile. And now let's produce. Okay, first of all, I'm producing 4 energy. So 1, 2, 3 energy comes back on, and I get 1 more. Okay, next, I'm going to produce, you know what, I don't need to produce energy the last round. So I'm gonna put this back, take back 2 points. And in fact, I didn't even need to go here. So I'm gonna take back 4 points. I'm just gonna buy my 1 mineral here for $4. And here's why. There's no point in running this the final round. It doesn't score me any points. And I don't need the energy after the final round. So I'm gonna take $5 and put 1 back. Okay, so this one, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, times 2, 16 points. So I'm at 97, 107 for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I think you're gonna see how this goes. Here, we're producing 5 food, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, sorry, I was zoomed in. I produced 5 food. Then here it's 2, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12 points. And we go 13 to 23, 24, 25. And then 2, 4, 5, and 4 is 9 times 3 is $27. So 25, 6, 7. You might be asking, how did it drop? I put in a cheaper banker. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 times 5 is $40. So we got ourselves massive money. We are doing fantastic, folks. And I met the bonus, by the way, 105. I'm all the way up at the top. I'm making the bonus look like it's a shame. And we get one of these. And here we can buy any 1 or 2 resources without losing VP or just gain 2 VP. So I'm gonna play the card and just gain 2 VP. And I don't think I get to do that this round yet. I think I had to wait. You had to play it before production. So I don't have that 2 VP yet. So here I'm at 25. I'm 20 points ahead. So this 18 goes to 38. All the way up in the green, baby. So it pushed it all the way up. These are out. These are out. And then these come over. And I believe the rules are you get to buy from the future market. So this final round, all 3 of these are available in the final round. So like I said, if you can make these black gears and these, you can make some pretty decent bling. In fact, I'm curious to see if I can win that way. These come off. So we move up to the final round. It jumps to 135, which is right above us, but I am quite confident we can hit that. And we've won this game. Don't even have to play it out. But like we said, I'm just gonna, these other ones, I'm not concerned about what they build. I'm only looking at them for how much they cost and how much points they give me. Because I don't necessarily need them for what they produce. I just want them for the points. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so I actually got some good workers too. This is really crazy. So we got a nice banker for +2, and a nice +1, and then some shovels, which will help us to run our stuff. But here's the thing, I don't need to run my farm anymore at all. So these guys come off, okay? I don't need to run this anymore. So I'm gonna take all of these industries that I don't need anymore and shove them over there. This requires 2 food, this requires 2 food. I have 2 food for something else. This requires 1 electricity, this requires 1. I have 2 electricity for something else. So I can buy this 5th resort for 25 bucks, okay? And so let's do that. So you can see the resort costs 25 bucks. So I'm gonna spend $25, which I have, and I get 6 points for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, what can I use to run it? Here you can see it requires 2 food and 2 energy, which is exactly what I have. In fact, I have nothing left, that's a perfect game to be able to do that. Now, what employees do I have right now? I have all these already in my employ. So, for example, I need this guy to go there, and then I need a shovel here and a banker there. That's it, okay? So it'd be nice to have a +2 shovel, which I actually have over here. So I'm gonna put a +2 shovel on that one because that's better. This is a better payout. And then I have a banker spot, which I actually don't even have under my employee. And I still have these 2 guys as overkill, right? So they're extra. But let me draw the green event card and see what else is in store for us. Decrease the Axia by 2 and the temp employee is not available. So that drops to 36, no worries. And I already gave myself the 2 victory points from that special card I got. So here's what I want to do. I want to put a worker here to get that banker. This banker is what I need to max that out, okay? Now, I do have more employees. I can do more stuff, but I don't have the input. So I would need to spend 1 of these to buy a building, 1 of these to get the inputs, and then maybe 1 of these to get a worker. So let's see what kind of things we can pull off. This requires 2 workers just to run, and it needs massive inputs. Now, I don't have the energy and I don't have this. I can obviously buy these, but there is no special thing that lets me buy both, okay? And remember, I told you I have, I do have the workers to do this, but and this actually produces straight up points, and it's interesting. It's an interesting idea. In fact, I could even do this instead of the other, this resort 5, right? Let's say I don't do that resort 5. So if I put these back, right? Because this is the one I just purchased for 6 points. What if I put that back and I bought this Spaceport 1? Then I would need to find 2 gears. And you can see I can buy 2 gears here, but I would have to lose 12 points to do it. Now, would that ever be worth it? Well, I have a 2 here. I have no wrench in my, I have 1 wrench, I do actually. The scientist can go here. I have a hammer. I have a +2 hammer. And I can steal a +2 hammer from somewhere else if I need to. But the points are actually not the big thing here. It's the money. So let's say this is 2, 3, 4 plus 3. I'm only going to get 7 points. I'm losing 12. But I do get points for 1 point for every $5. So this is 6 points here. But that's endgame points. So I'd be getting 6 points for this. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. So I'd be losing 12 points to buy these to get 11 points plus, I'd actually have a net gain. I just don't think it would be worth it. So set that aside. I don't think those are going to be helpful. Now here's one. I can do this without even needing, so like I can do that in addition, right? So I have, yeah, I can. So I'm going to buy this port for $20, and that's going to be one of my workers. You know what though? This one's even better. That one's even better because look, this is a multiplier against the points. this one gets you more money. See, it's 4 times $5. So you're basically getting 4 points down here and then 2 points up there. That's a 6-point card. This is a 2 times 2 is 4 points, and then 2 times 4 is 8. That's a 5-point card. So then it just depends on which workers are better. I'm going to lose less points doing this one than the other one that requires chemicals. The chemical one's going to make me lose 6 points. This one's going to make me lose 5 points. And then the workers at the bottom are actually identical. That's interesting. I think I will buy this one because he gives you an extra point just for buying him. So I'll spend $25 and I get 6 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've already won the game. I busted the goal before even finishing. Now, one of the things that can be done is instead of trying to produce with your guys, right? So like if you look here, I got a wrench here, and I have a +2 down here, which would make this 8 points, right? And then 16 bucks, okay? Obviously, I have to hire a guy to do this, but then I have to go over here and lose 5 points to buy the energy and the inputs that I need, and $9, which is almost 2 more points, right? So it's actually almost 7 points lost. So instead of doing all that, I could just come over here and buy a card for 25 bucks and get 6 points. Now, remember, this is 5 points at the end of the game because it's 1 point for every 5 bucks. So I'm only getting a net gain of 1. So actually, I think this is the better option. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to lose 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to lose $9. So I'll spend 20 and get 11 back, okay? And I actually, for that, I get 2 crystal and 2 energy. All right, so to run this freighter that I just purchased, I need 2 energy and a crystal. So all my inputs are paid for. And you can see I got my workers position, and I'm going to use my last worker to get 1 more employee, and I'm going to get this wild card employee. Actually, that's the game designer, and so he's just going to go right there, so I fulfill the contract. Now the question becomes, like for example, I have this banker over here. He is better suited there. He scores more for me. I have this here. He's better suited there. So if I'm going to shortchange somewhere, it'll be this one. All right, so now I got everything rocking and rolling. And let's figure out our final scores. So if you don't mind, I'm going to put away all the resources because I've demonstrated that I can pay for everything. And it'll just help me with cleanup after I shut the video off. Done. And any resources you have in your inventory aren't worth anything at the end of the game. This game is pure points. Okay, so we did all of our actions. Let's score our final points. And what's interesting is I never used the contracts once, the whole game. I think maybe the first round I did with food. Okay, so let's do this cheaper one here. And you can see, let me zoom in. So this is 1 plus 1 is 2 times 2 is 4 points. And 5 times 3 is 15 bucks. So here's 15 bucks. And 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Done. Yes, we didn't make the most of it, but we at least got something. This guy here, okay? 2, 4, 6. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Time out. This one's a really good one. I don't want to minimize this one. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 times 2 is 16 points. Now remember, I've already lapped this thing at 100. So 38 and 48 for 10, 58 for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. 54 points. 154 points. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8 times 5 is 40 bucks. All right. Then we come up here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 is 14 points. So 54, 64, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 168. And 2, 4, 6 times 4 is 24 bucks. So I'm going to take 25, put $1 back. Now we get to the last one. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 is 14 more points. So 68, 78, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4 is 28 bucks. So I'm going to take 30 and pay 2. All right, so now these are 20s. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120 divided by 5. So what is that? 120 divided by 10 is 12. So divided by 5 would be 24 points. Does that make sense? Yeah, so 5, yeah, 24. I did it right. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm brain farting on that. So 24 more points. So 82, 92, 102, 1, 2, 3, 4, 206 points. That's one of the best games I've ever played. So we did it. Solitaire. We just beat the hardest level. And that was an amazing game. A lot of things went our way. A lot went our way. We were down at least to 8 or 6. We were down here. I mean, we were precariously close to losing. And you have to do that against the expert player, even if it's like a 5-player game against the expert player or expert system. But usually by round 3 or 4, you got to start kicking it up. And we were able to. And I have to say that felt very pleasing. That really required effort. And I think I could play this 3 or 4 more times and not be able to replicate that. I would like to be able to see if I can beat this using a mineral strategy. So mineral to iron. But I'm really willing to bet that that first game we played, had one of these come out earlier so we could sell it on the contract, I think we would have survived. I really, really do. I think that first game was a winner. So it's just, you got to get things to go your way. There's definitely luck in this game. Now, the new economy expansion of this game has this system. So, for example, in the base game, you have Resort 01, which I'm willing to bet we bought some of these. We had Resort 01. That was our first resort that we purchased, okay? Resort 01 gets replaced with Food Bank 01. So that's actually this guy. So this guy that produces 2 food replaces this. So if you play the new economy, you don't have this card anymore that produces points. You only have this card that, well, it produces points, but it doesn't produce any money. So it's very interesting. Like this is an inferior card in my book because getting that money really helped us in that early game. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to keep buying industries. But that doesn't mean, but you see, you don't just replace one thing, you replace all these things. So all of this is replacing this. And so you go through and here's the new industries, just to give you a look. So how many of these are industry 1 versus 3? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking here and saying, oh, there are 3. Oh, I'm such a goober. There's 2 industry 3, industry 2. These aren't sorted. Okay, so for first level industries, you can see it's a little bit more new agey, right? So you get a hydroponics farm. So what's really cool about this is you can produce food or points. So you get some nice options. Let me turn the camera a little bit so it's not so wonky. So there, yeah, you get to choose. And then here, it produces 0 pharmaceuticals, but if you put workers here, then you produce pharmaceuticals. So you're producing food or pharmaceuticals. Again, I think it opens up all kinds of interesting options. And here you're producing minerals or pharmaceuticals. This is an interesting one, minerals or iron. This is one of the ones that actually gets you both money and points. And what's interesting is you're spending an energy in a food or an energy in a mineral. So it's like very versatile. And then this last one, like we said, just gets you raw points. So that would replace a lot of the industries that we were starting the game with. And then you get to era 2, and you got this fishing core, which is again a little mishmash. Then here you're producing, one of both. That's pretty cool, because these can sell really good on the market, those 2. And then again, that sells really good on the market. And what I think is interesting about this is these are really nice because these contracts, remember we got screwed because this didn't show up? Well, if this showed up instead, you can just choose to produce this instead of that and then sell these, right? So you're not going to get screwed by the contracts as easy. So these are very interesting choices. And I think what stays in the game are the banks. The banks stay in the game, and then the power plants. Because you're noticing there's no power plants here. We're replacing like the heavy industry and the food resorts and things like that. So here's another really interesting one. This one is using those things again to produce both. And another airship that produces both. Straight up 7 points right there for the clinic. That's wicked. You build this sucker just to get points. Ooh. Very cool. I like those. And then the last one. And again, if you're wondering, like, what do we replace? You can see here. We're replacing farms and resorts. Like, we won our game, by the way, using resorts. We were using resorts and freighters the whole way. So you can see the freighters actually stay in the game. The heavy industries are being taken out, these 3. And then some of the mines, a whole bunch of farms. And these were farms that we weren't really interested in the first place, but they do get replaced. And then some heavy industries at the end of the game. So 2 of the resorts go away, but not all of them. Like we were using Resort 4, Resort 5 to score our end game points, the big ones. And then we had Freighters 01. That was scoring us big points. And we had Food Industry 02. And you'll notice that all those stay in the game, because these are the only ones you remove. So some of the stuff we use to win the game would still be in the new economy. And then the new economy has this, which is very interesting. So here you're taking some inputs that are pretty much identical. And this one is an either or, and this one actually produces both, which is fantastic. Oh my gosh. You could really... what's interesting is if you're playing a cutthroat game and you produce both of these, chances are you're not going to get to sell all the contracts you want because somebody else is going to take those contracts before you. But it's still fantastic because on a solitaire game, this card by itself could win the game for you. You got to make it to the 3rd level, I guess, the 3rd era. But that would be good. It would be very good. Okay, so there you have it. We won a solitaire game, and I've never done that before. So I feel like I accomplished something today. And yeah, it'd be nice to try it with the minerals. And this is certainly a challenge. So for those of you who want to play Crisis, Solitaire, I recommend it. Now, what I think though is that it's nothing at all like the multiplayer game. You play a multiplayer game, you don't get to have everything you want like we just did. You've got to be really shrewd, and other players are going to take what you want, and you're going to be like, dang it, dang it, dang it. And then you're going to take what other players want, and they're going to be doing the same thing. It is a very different game, but this game is absolutely fun multiplayer. Again, you got to be used to Cutthroat, but as a solitaire game, it's still very fun. I wish they actually had more difficulty options. So you could say, hey, Jeff, you just won, and your formula is going to win every time. Maybe. The thing is the order that these come out and the order that these come out are going to be different every game. So you may have to use a different strategy next time. That's why I was saying I'd like to try a mineral strategy. You saw me try one, and I think it actually would have worked, but then this didn't work out in my favor, right? So, and then with the new economy expansion, I think it'd be worth trying this with the new economy expansion, because those wonky cards, they totally change the game. So maybe, there's some interesting strategies there. I will say, from a review perspective, after you play this Solitaire, there's only so many ways to play this before you start to say, okay, every game's feeling the same. But let me say this, D-Day Omaha Beach is the same way. D-Day Omaha Beach, you land on the beach, you're trying to take the different bunkers, and yes, the bunkers are randomized, but there's only so many ways that they're randomized, right? That, you're always trying to climb this cliff, you're always trying to get across the beach here, you're always trying to take this bunker a certain way. So a lot of people say that D-Day Omaha Beach starts to feel the same over time. I would say that this is no different. But D-Day Omaha Beach is a fantastic game. Somebody asked me, what's my favorite solitaire game of all time? And believe it or not, it's Robinson Crusoe. I absolutely love that game, although I've got to be honest with you, I've not played it in over 3 years. It's largely because I played it to death when it came out. I never even got the new edition. I still have the original edition. Robinson Crusoe, to me, had all kinds of fantastic elements to it. It was a wonderful game. Now, with that being said, D-Day at Omaha Beach is still near the top for me. Butterfield is awesome. Space Corp, I think, is a great game. I just thought that it was too easy. I felt like I could win at that one every time I played it. I didn't... Now, RAF was way easier. Holy cow, that one was so much easier. Enemy Action Ardennes, to be quite honest, I know I've been told that it's supposed to be hard. I beat it my second try, and so that one is bothering me too. So the Butterfield games they have such amazing elements to it, but D-Day Omaha Beach, I don't feel like I can beat every time. And if I do beat it every time, it's satisfying. And I think that's the thing, because DVG games, I can win every time I play as well. But I have to feel satisfied, and DVG games satisfy me too. So anyways, didn't mean to get off track there. I may come back to this. Sorry if this was a sidetrack. I finished RAF. I came back to a game that I've played before. I actually have a few other games that I've done recordings for, and I want to come back to it. But, there's only so much time in a day. So work week is starting. This is it for me. The weekend's over, and I won't be able to record as much now. But thank you for watching, and as always, stay awesome. I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you ever get your own copy, I really think this is a great pickup. Thank you.